Learning how to take good notes is a skill worth acquiring, but what does listening have to do with it? That is the subject of this presentation, how learning to listen well contributes to good note-taking skills. Let's go a step further. According to Walter Pauck of Cornell University, the man responsible for developing the Cornell note-taking system, listening well is the key to good note-taking. You cannot separate the two. Let's take a look at ways you can become a better listener. First of all, go to class with a positive attitude and a plan to listen. Second, arrive a little early so you can get the best seat in the house, front and center. Chances are you paid a lot to hear what the professor has to say, and studies show that front row students get better grades than their back row colleagues. You're less likely to daydream, be distracted by other students, or miss something the professor says when you're sitting in the front row. Third, practice active listening, especially in those sleeper courses that don't hold your attention otherwise. Listen intentionally. Bring your questions to class with you. Try to connect the dots between the lectures, the course reading material, and how this information is relevant by applying it to your life. Don't wait to pull out your notebook until you hear a due date or assignment mentioned. Instead, begin taking notes immediately, as goals are often mentioned at the beginning of class. If course goals and objectives are mentioned, jot them down and use them as headings to organize your notes. It will help you attain your own goals and objectives. Recognizing what different voice inflections and pauses mean from one professor to the next takes a few lectures to pick up on, but be an active listener. It's very likely that a pause after a point is an opportunity for you to write it down. Take to heart the professor's use of key words such as significant or important. Write down whatever the professor considers important, as it will probably show up on a test. What exactly does it mean to be an active listener? Well, keep yourself busy before class and during class. Come prepared by reading the outside assignments and reviewing your notes. Bring unanswered questions with you and ask your professor for help. Your active participation will help you to stay engaged in the material and to make connections between the outside reading assignments and the lectures. This advice to commit information to memory is not the same as the regurgitation of information to score well on a test. In this case, you are encouraged to apply the information to a real-world situation to help you remember it. This exercise also helps you to make the material relevant by applying it to your life. When information is relevant to our lives, we understand it better, are more engaged in the information, and are far more likely to remember it. The immediate reward is scoring better on the test, but the information will likely be retained long after the course concludes. It does get easier. Developing new skills are the most challenging at the beginning, but as you apply the practice of intentional listening, it will take less and less time to recognize the voice inflections and style of each new professor. Good note-taking skills will become a habit. Next, we will discuss the benefits of note-taking.